I was having a conversation with somebody yesterday, and I said, do you think that we have to be anxious as humans? You know, in order to run a business, you think that anxiety is just something that comes with it? And their response was, yes, anxiety is part and parcel of life. And I think it's so interesting because we look at history and we look at all the things that we've overcome, all the things that we thought previously might have had to be part and parcel of life are no longer. And so we've advanced technologically. We've got all of these innovations and wonderful things to behold. But ultimately we have to remember that our gene expression hasn't changed since we were cavemen. And so obviously we're still living in these outdated bodies. But we can always evolve our consciousness if we want to. And that's a big thing, right? Because if you believe that you've got your lot and that's the way it is, if you're so sure of every opinion you have, so sure of what you like, don't like, how you operate, how you do things, then there's never an opportunity to see things from a different angle. I think this can sometimes be the problem with personality tests and associations with who you've been in the past. They can keep you trapped because you start only operating in this very small sphere and you don't open yourself up to other ways of being, other experiences. And I hear quite a lot of labeling and, you know, people saying I'm like this because of this, or I operate like this because of this. You know, I'm heavily dyspraxic and dyslexic, and that does present its barriers. Obviously, it does present problems that need to be overcome in a certain way. But it doesn't mean that we can't still overcome them. And this is why we get stuck. And the interesting thing is, it doesn't matter whether you've got £10 in the bank or 10 million in the bank. The emotions are very similar, you know, they're very similar. There's a huge amount of people who are walking around every day in complete anxiety, seeking something that is completely false, seeking security that they can never get because it's a complete illusion. You won't find it in your millions. You won't find it in your materialistic items. You're only going to find it by accepting that maybe you are not what you think you are. Maybe there's bigger things at play. And maybe your perception of life is not entirely correct.